Good evening, ladies and gentle fuckmen. It's Whitney here.
And Blair, welcome to the very first episode of Steamy and Schemy.
And we know schemy isn't a word, but we stay scheming, so shout out to Rick Ross.
Yes, and before we dive into the steaming hot tea
so hot
of this episode, we want to give a quick shout out to promote the new Animal Crossing New Horizons game. And no, we're not sponsored yet.
We want to be.
We want to be. Please sponsor us for this amazing shout out. Nintendo, please slide in our DMs. We will be waiting. But you can play it on your Nintendo Switch Lite, which is what I have. No shame. I didn't want to pay full price. Just kidding. I got it as a gift. So I'm very grateful, but you can play it on the Switch. And even just Animal Crossing Wild World on your old DS, buried deep in your closet somewhere. Like, I know Whitney didn't have a Switch starting out.
I didn't at first. I found my old DS and I was like, yes, this feels so good just to play and do something. Like, not a gamer girl, but still.
No, but we're gamer girls.
We are.
Like, for a fact.
For a fact. We are. We play, like, 8 hours a day.
We've paid real US dollars for characters.
So that's showing a lot.
It's showing a lot.
So I was like, I really want this new game. So I stole my brother's Switch, and luckily he hasn't asked for it back. So I've been able to play, and if he took it back, it would be like stealing candy from a baby. Because
he won't take it back.
I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah.
So Nintendo, please sponsor us. Everyone, please play Animal Crossing New Horizons.
We're begging you. You can connect with us.
You won't regret it. Come visit my island.
Kid Cudi plays Animal Crossing,
That's true, and so does T-Pain. So,
literally,
it's popular.
What else? What other convincing do you need?
You don't need any more. Just
Anyways,
play it.
Okay.
But, okay.
Ad is over.
We're going to get started with our podcast now. So, basically, we're going to give you a little rundown of how we met, how we became friends, where we are now, just so you know a little background about us.
A little past, present, future.
Yes. Future, we don't know yet.
We don't know about the future.
Who knows? Who knows? But, so we met in college, and we were in the same sorority, and...
AOT, baby.
Yes. We didn't fall for that same sisterhood bullshit, though. You know, the vibes they put off.
Yeah.
That wasn't the case. We didn't become instant best friends or anything like that. Like, we honestly weren't as close as we are now until now.
I would say that. I think sororities, like, as much as I'm grateful for them for a few different things, I guess, I think... like, you mostly just you meet people then, and then you get to be closer later, so...
You put in what you get out
you put in
of
what
the
you
sorority.
get out.
Like, you don't pay for your friends. That's some bullshit that we always hear, you know? And that's not true. Like, you get in what you put out. Like,
that's not true, but I think it was good at, like, initially introducing us, but everything beyond that was us. Like,
for sure.
It's kind of just whatever you do yourself.
So, anyway, we graduated and off into the corporate life. That bullshit. You hate to see it.
You hate to see it,
You
truly.
hate to see it. But... we pulled out the ultimate scheme of all time.
Literally.
By getting hired at the same company in Dallas. And let me just say, so Blair graduated a little bit before me, and I had always wanted to live in Dallas. She was from Dallas. It just kind of, like, worked out that way. But since I was drawn to Dallas, she was like, hey, you should apply. And I'm like... okay, I have no options. So,
dude, it's so hard to look for a job.
Good marketing degree doesn't get you shit.
Literally, a degree in general doesn't get you shit.
Literally.
Like, any bachelor's degree, I swear, like, or master's degree, it's just like, what is the job world now?
What's the point of going to college anymore, honestly?
I don't think there is. I think it's just so mainstream that it's like, cool.
It's normal.
So that's the very basic check mark that you have to, like, you know,
check off. But it's
just,
like, still, half the jobs won't give you the fucking time of day.
No.
When you
or
have all of these qualifications. Or they're scams. I've gotten so many scam calls this quarantine, y'all, it's ridiculous. Like, I get them literally every day.
It's literally, I could go on and on.
They're trying to get me to sell their marketing stuff at a gas station. Like, are you kidding me? I graduated college to stand outside a gas station?
No.
Hell no.
I could go on and on, but bottom line, I'm very lucky that I got a job and that you got a job with me.
Right, because who gets that? Whoever gets
that?
And, like, the company... It's a big shot company in Dallas. You know, I'm kidding.
It's huge.
It's so big.
It's huge. No, it's not crazy, but I'm glad that we worked together. We ended up living together. Obviously. We gotta live and work together. No question. We gotta live and work together.
Especially with quarantine, because if I wasn't, like, living and working with you, I don't know what the fuck I'd be doing.
I would still be living with my parents, because
it would be depressing vibes.
When I graduated, I was still living with my parents, and then it was just a good opportunity. But yeah, I mean, we're living in Dallas in an apartment together. We got a 2-bedroom, so we're bringing you this podcast now. And by the way,
live from the closet.
This is live from Blair's closet, and I don't know. We want to say also that this isn't, like, based off of anything else. Like, we're not trying to copy any other podcast. We're not trying to be like anyone else. We don't give a fuck. We couldn't care less.
This is literally just us straight up trapped in the closet. Oh no, R. Kelly.
Literally and figuratively.
I'm kidding. He's a bad man, but those videos are live. But no, this is just us having fun and just, you know, providing some entertaining, relevant content.
And
if anyone wants to listen.
We're trying to connect with you guys. We're trying to be interactive. Like, it's for fun.
It's chill vibes.
It's entertainment. It's chill vibes.
Chill vibes all around.
So just, like, come into this with an open mind, you know, like...
It's only going to get better from here.
If you want to judge us, that's okay. But
that's totally okay.
But believe me.
Please judge us.
Believe me, it will get better from here, so...
So, I actually have a funny story for y'all to start it out. Pre-COVID, obviously.
Because we can't do shit.
We can't do anything. We just stay at home. But when we were actually going to the office, which RIP, miss that hoe, good views.
Downtown Dallas, dude.
It's so pretty.
In a skyscraper, 40th floor. Like, it was so nice.
So nice. And I'm from Houston. No shade to Houston, obviously. I still love you. But Dallas has some good-ass views.
D-Town, you know. We got it.
We hold it down here. And in Houston, you know. We hold it down both places. But, so... we decided to take the DART one day to work just to see how it went, you know? We were having a happy hour after with our coworkers. Yeah. So we were like, let's kind of see the vibes and, like, we can get home safe, everything.
I knew DART wasn't 100% reliable, nor was it 100% safe.
Also, if you don't know what the DART is, it's basically like a subway.
It's like a subway for Dallas.
It's like a metro, like the Houston Metro. Yeah. Like, it's just...
public transportation.
You know, zip, here and there. And so, on the way to work, it went perfect. Everything was chill. Everyone was vibing, just listening to their headphones, just riding to work. Cool vibes in the morning at like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
On the way home, however, we were like a little tipsy from happy hour.
Yeah, but we weren't anywhere like, near drunk.
No, not at all. Not at all. And so, Blair and I go and sit down. And, I mean, it's kind of dirty vibes. Like, it's all right.
Clearly,
but we go and sit down, and we put one of my AirPods in each. So we're, like, listening to some lit music.
Me with the right ear and Whitney with the left ear pod, and we're like...
We're, like, 5 minutes out. We're like, it's fine, it's fine.
Listening to the same song, yeah.
So the DART starts going, and we're like, okay, cool, whatever. And all of a sudden, we, like, hear this businessman who's, like, to the left of my peripheral... And he's like, no, stop that. And we're like, wait, what? And so, like, I kind of, like, peep around my shoulder.
And meanwhile, I'm looking at my peripheral, and, like, I see a guy behind us, and, like, he looks homeless, you know, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. So I just mind my own business. I'm just, like, looking forward. So Whitney's mostly tuning into this whole thing.
And the businessman's like, no, you can't do that here. And he's like, no, it's fine. I'm just scratching. And we're like... hold up, what? And
so when he looks,
I look behind me, and this guy is fucking touching his junk,
bro,
while looking at us like he's in the seat behind us. And this little businessman was trying to defend
Stand up for us,
us.
yeah.
Like, so nice. Shout out to him, because he was like, dude, no, you can't be doing that here. Like, what are you doing? Stop. Like, this is inappropriate. And then I guess the Dart has like a system where you can like text
system.
the security, and so the businessman texted the security, and he came forward and like stood in front of us and like protected us the whole time.
And the guy ended up walking away.
The guy like
us.
left, and he was like,
he seemed really
pissed off.
Like
he was really pissed off, and we're like, bro, like we are not your free porn. Like we're also, what are you doing to the back of our heads?
Literally the back of our heads.
The back of our heads. We're just minding our own, listening to some fucking Chris Brown. I don't know.
I don't know.
We don't know. And so we were like, okay, we're never taking the Dart again. It's fine. Like when we got off at our stop, I like told the businessman like, thank you for like, you know, standing up for us, because we really appreciate that, because, you know, being two young girls in the city,
well, also,
it's a little scary.
On the way back, walking from the Dart, we were catcalled from across the street, and it's just like, okay, like, are we hot? Like, we know we're hot, but like getting catcalled.
This is why women say that men aren't shit, and I don't completely agree with that, but it's like, dude, fucking jack off somewhere else. Yeah. Like, not on this public Dart station. Come on.
It's ridiculous.
It really is.
But
you know, anyway, back to Steamy and Schemy.
Back to the podcast.
Back to what this is actually about. So, we came up with the name because we love schemy and steamy things. I mean, who doesn't? Those are the best. Those are the best.
So, we figured, like, to kind of, I don't know, just
an icebreaker, if you will.
If you will. We would tell a schemy and or steamy story. And so, I don't know, like, who wants to tell what? Like,
I don't know. I mean,
I have a schemy story.
You have a schemy story?
If you want to tell a steamy story.
Okay, I can think of a steamy.
I'm going to tell
It's a tongue twister, you guys.
It is schemy and steamy.
Say that 10 times fast.
10 times fast in the mirror, and then turn around. Just kidding. Like, I think that's a horror film. But anyway, okay, so this is my schemy story. Basically, my good friend and I were in Vegas on spring break and somehow ended up in VIP at a Zedd concert. Like, we're in line at Caesar's Palace, and these guys just grab us. We're not even wearing dresses or anything, which apparently people wear to go out in Vegas. So
wouldn't know.
We're wearing, like, a crop top and shorts and platforms, and this guy's like, yeah, you should come with us. So we're in VIP, and then we meet this girl who's really drunk during the concert, and she was texting a guy who invited her to Zedd's suite to party after the concert. And she's, like, so gone, you guys. Like, she's like, I don't know what he's saying. And me and my friend are like, oh, just give us your phone. Like, because she said something about Zedd's suite, right? So we're like, give us your phone. So we basically were texting a guy for her off of her phone, and, like, we just tagged along with her so that we could end up there too, and it worked. Like, we ended up in Zedd's suite, and he had his whole, like, DJ setup. I don't know what you call that thing, but I started messing around with the DJ thing, and it was cool. I mean, it was the turntable, right?
Yes.
But it was great. So that was my schemy story. Let's hear the steamy.
Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna take the steamy story. So, as the steamy story goes, I had an ex from high school, which, of course, like, you have those long-term high school relationships, high school sweethearts, if you will. You think you're going to be forever, but you know you're not.
Everyone has those.
Everyone has them. And we were kind of adventurous with where we, you know, did it. And we kind of, like, just upped the level each time. And so we did it for, like, 3 years or so, and, like, around the end, we were, like, just upping it more and more. So I was like, let's get crazy. So we went to the Houston Rodeo with his parents, and we were like...
with his parents?
With his parents.
I did not know that.
So we were like, we're gonna do some carnival games. Like, we'll meet up with you guys later. And we bought some tickets for the Ferris wheel. just casual, you know.
No, that's key.
That is key.
I know this
casual.
story. I actually know this story.
And so we went up in the Ferris wheel, and I was wearing a dress, so super easy, super casual slide through, and we had sex on the Ferris wheel. And it was low-key so scary because when we were going up, like, it was fine. Everything was fine. Like, no one could see us, like, whatever. But it had to be, like, really, really quick, like, fast action, like, hit it and done real quick because, like, when we started going down, I was like, oh, shit. And, like, there was families around. I was not trying to get caught because I'm not that type of girl. And it was mainly just for the thrill. But we pulled it off. Afterwards, we high-fived. I was
trying to picture that. The first time she told me that story,
it seems not real. It seems not real.
It does because it's, like, on a Ferris wheel. Because,
like,
you know, you have to picture logistically, like,
it was
the
like
time that you are going around and no one can see you is probably like
it's
25 seconds.
It's really quick, but it's like, you know how it stops?
Yeah.
When you get like it stops and it lets people off every now and then. So it's like when it stopped and let us let people off.
She's being humble, you guys. It's impressive.
It is impressive.
It's fucking impressive.
It is. Like when we play Never Have I Ever or like any of those games like that, I'm always excited because I'm like, yes, I'm gonna win this one because I got the best place.
Sex on a Ferris wheel.
Yes, no one ever believes it, but it's fine. But you know, fuck that ex and fuck the exes because
fuck all of the exes. Also,
we know.
Speaking of exes,
everyone has one of those exes.
That one ex.
That Kyle.
Called the Kyle, the Chad,
the Brad. Also, not like, just a fuckboy ex, like just like a generic name of
No. It's not even like it's not a fuckboy necessarily. It's just like they all have the same personality,
the same vibes.
Yeah.
They won't ever let you go, even though you've broken up over multiple years. It's like they literally cling on to you for fucking dear life, and you're like, no, please. I fucking left you. I left you on the Ferris wheel, bro. Stay on the fucking Ferris wheel. Just ride around and around. Yes. You're by yourself.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But I mean, shout out to him for doing that. But other than that,
we have much love for our like no shade whatsoever towards any of our exes.
Shade.
You know,
like our exes are cool.
Yeah, no, like
sure, but
coolest friends, I guess. And everyone molds you into who you are now.
Whatever. That bullshit.
But you know, speaking of, let's lead into this segment really quick.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about coronavirus and these fuckboys. Okay.
Coronavirus got these fuckboys hella thirsty.
Yes. Okay. So specifically, we are talking about obviously the fuckboys, but what they are saying during quarantine
to try to get girls because it's like, you know, you can't really hook up with a girl right now.
Or at least it's harder.
It's harder.
No pun intended. It's harder.
It's harder.
But okay, it's more difficult, if you will.
Yeah.
To hook up with people nowadays, but I will start with saying, so this is very short, but this very short-term guy I was talking to, he texted me like probably 2 months after we'd ever said anything else and said, hi, and I said, hi. Him, what's up, babe? Me. How are you gonna ignore me for a month and then hit me with the what's up, babe? Him, coronavirus got me wanting to see you.
Bruh. What does that even mean?
Okay.
First
of all, even if it's a joke, what?
That's not funny.
That's so corny.
I'm not laughing.
Second of all, if it's not a joke, you're just cringe as fuck.
Cringe.
Regardless.
So cringe. And so I actually got a similar text message.
Around the same exact time.
Same time. Like that corona just started. Quarantine just started. Like this was like legit shelter in place. Everyone stay home. Mm-hmm. And this guy I used to hit up said, yo, I've been thinking. I'm like, okay, what? And he's like, all this corona shit is crazy. If the corona doesn't take you out, can I? The NBA is canceled until further notice, and it's time I stepped up and NBA a man and get this shit off my chest. And I'm like, bruh, I
Ugh.
knew that was a Twitter meme, so I fucking sent back the picture of Future, and he was like, I was really trying to pull up on you, though, and I'm like, these streets ain't safe, for real, and he's like, oh, that's crazy,
You know,
and it's just like, they can't take getting curved for anything, and it's
guys'
like,
egos cannot take it.
they can't, and it's like, dude, Corona really just pushed guys to be more aggressive, almost.
More aggressive.
More
they
like
might have
forward.
chilled out by now. Because that was towards the beginning.
Unless they're like more stir crazy. It depends on the guy, I guess.
It depends.
But it's just like the fact that we got these texts within like literally a few days of each other. It was like,
but also,
okay.
But also like not surprising, really.
Not surprising.
But speaking of, let's move on from those guys because like, you know, who cares?
Who cares?
But let's just talk about what everyone's been doing during quarantine. I know we've been watching a lot of new shows.
Netflix is all we do, baby.
Netflix is all we do, pretty much.
And Amazon Prime. And we play for free trials a lot.
Free trials on Hulu, but you gotta
trials.
not forget to cancel that shit because it's like $10
it sneaks up
a month.
on you.
But we watched Waco a while ago with Tim Riggins from Friday Night Lights, by the way.
Shout out Taylor Kitsch,
I think. And he's the main character. He's so cute. But in Waco, it's a little more creepy. But it's a good show. You should watch it.
We decided that we think that we want to be a part of the FBI, but also fuck the FBI.
We asked our coworkers.
It's like mixed vibes. We did ask our coworkers.
We were like, do you think that we could be in the FBI for real?
And they were just
honest
like,
opinions, and they were like, what? No.
Like,
and
do
we
you
like,
have
okay,
training?
It's
no.
fair. But that was like one show. I know Whitney's watching Kingdom right now.
Yeah, so I just started that. Nick Jonas is in it. A lot of good people are in it. It's a really good show. Y'all should definitely check it out. It's a little older, like 2017, but I didn't really know about it until now because I didn't have the time until now.
Yeah. We're both watching Riverdale,
which is just a shit
all
show.
Over the place.
Riverdale sucks.
With Cole Sprouse.
Cole Sprouse, shout out. I love you.
It's good, but it's also just.
It's just like their plot makes no sense.
It's getting really crazy, I will say, but. Yeah, let us know what y'all are watching. I would like to know, honestly, because I think we could handle more shows on our plate, if I'm being honest.
We can take some more shows on. Right. Y'all can take some more shows on.
Anyone can take some more shows on.
Literally.
Right now.
That's everything. And speaking of shows, like, I feel like everyone on Twitter is the same person because everyone is watching the same thing at the same time. So
we were talking about this a few weeks ago because for a while me and Whitney were on like a Pirates of the Caribbean kick or Pirates of the Caribbean, whatever, like however you want to say Caribbean or Caribbean kick. We were on that, and then everyone else was tweeting about it. It
was just weird because it was like we were watching it and we saw that multiple like viral tweets on Twitter were like talking about pirates.
And
we're like, okay, did we start a trend or is it just going on right now?
Even though we didn't say anything, but then a couple weeks ago we watched the whole like Twilight series again, and then we saw everyone tweeting about Twilight,
and we're like, okay, everyone on Twitter is the same person.
Like
prove me wrong. Like everyone on Twitter has the same vibes, same shit going on. Like, we are going through the same day-to-day as everyone on Twitter. Like, it's just, like, we're always on the same level, and it just makes no sense. But it's also why we love Twitter, you know?
It's why everyone loves Twitter, I think.
Funny content overall. Yeah. But also the baseball scene in Twilight, if y'all haven't seen it. Oh, my God. Check that shit out.
It's the best scene of all time of any movie ever.
Prove me wrong.
Prove me wrong.
Send us a better scene.
If you can, like, I encourage you to.
Yeah, I will compare it for sure.
Something else during quarantine, it's a little bit disappointing, but we bought a ticket to Jambalaya.
R.I.P.
It was supposed to be in May.
Got pushed back to the fall.
It got pushed back, and then it got canceled.
Yeah,
altogether, and we're so sad about it because We love A$AP Rocky, and honestly, that's pretty much the only reason we bought the ticket.
Mainly, yeah.
Was for
and
A$AP.
it's like A$AP doesn't perform that much anymore. So it's
He
like, is he
doesn't.
going to come next year? We don't know. Are we going to be able to go next year? We don't fucking know. Like,
Are we going to be able to
nothing-
leave the house next year? We don't know.
we don't know.
So-
Everything is so uncertain and it's so annoying.
It's so uncertain, and it's like, what else have we been doing? Like, we've tried to work out.
We've
and
done nothing.
Whitney, what have we done?
We have worked out, I would say, 7 times
Maybe.
total during quarantine, like starting
Since
in March.
and it's like
And we were
August.
like, you know what? We have so much time. We're gonna get fit.
We're gonna be hot.
We're gonna be toned. We're gonna
Mhm.
be tan. We did get tan.
We
That's
did
the
get a
only.
little bit
That's
tan,
the only
yeah.
thing we got.
Mhm.
But working out, no, it's just so hard to find motivation at home. It really is. Like,
It is
I know a lot of people can relate to that because it is so hard to feel motivated when you're at home doing everything. Like, you work at home, then you're like off the clock,
it's
and it's
because
like you don't want to work out.
you
You
don't
want to
know-
fucking have a drink.
Like we do every
Every day.
And also, it's
Not
like,
alcoholics though.
well, it's like, also, you want to go out and, like, go to a bar and stuff, but you can't. So
Or you can, but it's not as
well, you
an
can, but it's not the same
enjoyable
because you have to wear a
experience.
mask. Like, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna drink at home.
Not saying we're
So
not
it's like-
not saying we're against masks because we're not.
We're not
but-
against masks. We're not against alcohol. Like, and also we're not alcoholics, but like we might be, but we're not.
Well, we're not.
So
It's just
it's one of those
quarantine.
things.
Quarantine, man. It
Yes.
really gets the best of you.
Yeah. So yeah, quarantine kind of got to us. We felt like we needed to get out of the house.
In the beginning, it was
In the
rough.
beginning, it was probably like a month or two ago. We asked our boss if we could have off for a couple of days because getaway cabins, also not sponsored.
Also not.
But you should
Shout out to
check them
them.
out because they have like cabins that you can go to just outside of any major city pretty much. So they have a couple out of Dallas, and so we went to those and we took a few Bud Light Platinums just to kind
Not
of,
enough. Not
obviously not enough.
enough.
We maybe got, what was it, a 4-pack?
4-pack, not even a 4-pack. Like, we brought 4 total for the 2 of us, and we got there at 3 p.m. and we're like, holy shit, what did we do to ourselves?
Yeah.
Because
We
it's-
thought that would be enough
we thought that
alcohol
would be
somehow
enough,
for 2
like-
days.
like it
And
was not
so-
enough.
So
So we also bought an extra goodie, you know, a little edible goodie,
An
you know, without going
edible.
too specific.
yeah.
And so we're like, you know what? We'll just like drink the Bud Lights and we'll make dinner and then we'll have our little snack.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of more used to these snacks than
The
Blair
content in the snacks.
than Blair is. And so like we took half and we're like,
Didn't feel anything.
didn't feel anything. So we're like, okay, we'll have a little more. Literally not like an hour later, Blair was like,
Everything went to shit.
I don't feel so good. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, what do you feel? And she's like,
I said, I think I'm gonna throw up.
Like, I just don't know what's going on. Like, I can't feel my taste buds. My mouth feels spicy. Granted, she had just had some hot Cheetos, so I was like, okay, that's why your mouth feels spicy.
But it was heightened.
It was heightened, obviously. So she was like, I'm gonna go, like, to the bathroom. And, okay, so just to paint the scene for y'all, these cabins are, like, literally so tiny, like, maybe 6 by 4 feet.
It's fun, but it's very small.
It's very small, like, very cramped.
Like, I wouldn't recommend more than 2 people.
Yeah, don't go with someone that you don't enjoy being in a small space with.
Right.
That's for sure.
Right.
Because we were like, holy shit, this is tiny.
Uh-huh.
And so she was in the bathroom on the floor, and I'm like, oh my God, like, what is going on? And it starts to hit me, and I'm like, we literally are in a block of cheese. Like, it literally looks like we are in a block of cheese in this cabin because it's so small.
Just looking at the walls.
Just looking at the walls,
Because
like
they're all
it's
wood
they're all wood
and
and they have like
the
these little
holes and-
spots,
yeah.
and it literally looks like we are in some sliced Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
And I start like full sin, like, panicking. And so I, like, go and check on Blair, and I'm like, are you okay? Because I'm not okay either.
So we're, like, sitting on the floor, both, like, talking to each other, like, okay, let's breathe. Like, what's going on right now?
This was supposed to be a relief.
This was supposed to be a relaxing trip.
Supposed to be a casual, fun trip that we could get away from our everyday, view.
It honestly got so bad, like, I don't ever want to feel like that again. Like, was it a once in a lifetime? Probably, because I fucking hope so, because I don't want to ever feel like that again. But
overall,
it was interesting.
The experience was fun at the cabins, and, like, we made a good dinner, we made a good breakfast there. It was really nice scenic view.
And overall, we got a good ad out of it.
Do not do drugs. In small cabin
don't ever
spaces,
do drugs ever
if you feel claustrophobic, because it doesn't,
especially that,
it does not go well.
It doesn't.
But, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. We learn, we live, we move on.
We live and we learn.
So, one thing we have learned in life as women, or even as men, is that the power of controlling your emotions is so important in every aspect of your life, like whether it be your job, your relationship, your friendships, just all around.
Anything.
And so one thing we're going to do with this podcast is go through different series, different topics, different books, different genres, just everything. Like, we're going to cover it all. But the first thing we're going to cover is a book called The Power of the Pussy by Kara King. And so next week, we're going to go through chapter 1, which is the chapter about the power of controlling your emotions.
Which I think I need help with that.
That's something everyone can learn from, especially Blair. She could definitely learn from it.
I could definitely learn from that. Something that comes to mind when I think about that topic in general is just, like, this guy I used to talk to. First of all, I was driving to him, you guys, so... First of all,
she was really strung up.
Never drive to the guy.
Never drive to the guy.
Make him drive to you.
At least at first.
And second of all, like, I got there, and in his bathroom, he had an emoji-covered shower curtain. So I Snapchatted Whitney immediately, and I was like, do I leave or do I leave?
And I was like, well, duh.
And she's like, get the fuck out of there.
No.
So it's just kind of like... These guys, it's just like, what is even the point, like, you're worth so much more than they are in a lot of cases. And guys, like, I'm not hating on you in any way.
No,
like, not all guys whatsoever.
Not every girl is great either. Like,
yeah, some girls are
Twitter
like,
says, like, all men are shit, but a lot of women are shit,
A lot of women
too.
are shit, so.
And it's like, we're not trying to hate on anyone. We're just trying to give overall advice from things that we've learned and, like, recap our stories and, like, real life experiences that we've gone through to just kind of give everyone an overall view of what we think.
Yeah.
Which, obviously, if you don't care, you don't care. It's fine.
It's just a general perspective, so, yeah. And one more thing to just kind of wrap up the episode. I have a question for Whitney.
Oh, boy.
And it's just kind of like a surprise question of the week, so...
I didn't know this was coming, honestly.
Yeah, she didn't, for real. It's unplanned. I'm just going to ask you a question, answer honestly. I think it'll help our listeners get to know us and, like... each other get to know us more, even though I think I know your answer, but it's okay. So the question is...
I'm nervous.
Would you rather fuck Chris Brown one time? Like, literally fuck one time. He doesn't talk to you ever again. You don't talk to him ever again. It's a one-time thing. In LA, you see him, that's it.
Okay.
Or you get to marry Brandon Ingram and have his babies, and, like, y'all are a happy family. Everything is good.
Shit.
Happily ever after. Like, which would you rather have? Okay,
wait. This is a hard question because obviously y'all don't know me or us, but, like, those are my two favorite men. So, shit.
You have to pick one, though.
Fuck Chris Brown. Like, I have to pick fuck Chris Brown.
I thought you were saying fuck Chris Brown. Like, no, I'm
no.
I was like, no, I thought you would pick Chris Brown.
No, Y'all, this doesn't make me look good, really, to most people, but I adore Chris Brown. I
Yeah.
love his music. I love his talent. Like, I know he's done some bad shit in his life, but he has reformed, and I appreciate that, and I just love him as an artist, and
I like Chris Brown,
I'm
too.
his number one fan. So
Wow, I'm honestly surprised.
I have to pick him because I just...
You know what? You guys learned something that I also learned today, so...
Because, like, I love Brandon Ingram. Shout out B.I. He's doing great. You know, he needs a spot to shine in the playoffs, but...
You know? Okay.
I had to pick Chris Brown. He's my
good
man.
At that.
He's
I'm
my
good
OG.
at that. And that's what I expected. So.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well, you guys, we want you to tune in to next week. We are actually, I think this is a good idea. We should ask each other a question every week that's a surprise because it gives us an idea to know each other more and y'all kind of an insight into knowing us
If you guys,
more.
like, as we go on, if y'all want to ask us questions going forward, feel free. Like, we will answer them during our podcast. So, you know, just, like, please listen going forward. We would love to interact with you guys. Slide into our DMs, interact in any way possible.
And also, we know that this episode was a little bit all over the place, a little bit belligerent, but...
It was the first episode.
It was our first
What can
episode,
you
you know, like, we are out here drinking champagne in the closet.
Cheers.
And...
Not an ad, but Andre Champagne.
Cheap ass shit, and it gets you lit, gets you feeling good. But for real, we are excited to see where this goes, and we want to get to know our listeners if we have any. And
just thank you so much for listening.
Just go from there and just see what happens. But tune in next week to learn more about the power of the pussy.
Right.
And still, men, you should tune in because
you can learn some tricks, baby. Don't worry.
You can learn a thing or two.
A thing or two.
For sure.
For sure. So.
But all right, y'all, keep it trill.
Love y'all.
Thanks for listening.
Mwah.
Bye.